Welcome everyone to the Tethys Shipyards. I am Takeshi Yamato, the Yardmaster, joining our host, the Housecoat Gamer.
Yo.
Today we are taking a look at the. We are shifting our focus to the Hydran. Right, to the Hydrans. And whatever their government is named, I forgot what that's called.
Hydran Star Kingdom.
Hydran Star Kingdom. And we are starting with the Yeoman-Class frigate, their smallest capital ship design.
And we use the term capital loosely. They're all... She's a freaking frigate.
Yeah.
Of course, fighters...
Yeah.
Of course, Hydrans have a little bit of an obsession, as you can tell from all the things orbiting the ships.
Yeah. That obsession being small craft, otherwise known as fighters. If I recall, they were the faction in the original SFC that exclusively used fighters, right?
Yep. Fortunately, this issue was rectified in SFC 2. Something I've been taking advantage of.
Yep. So, with the basic basic summary out of the way, let's get to the lore.
The Yeoman-Class was introduced during the Hydran exile, where they were forced to go into deep space, kind of Battlestar Galactica-esque.
Yeah.
Starship construction completed.
And had to rebuild everything. They came into contact with an alien race known as the Securians, who were actually the first to introduce starfighter technology. Neither side liked each other, but considering they really hated the Klingons...
Yeah.
Our colony is under siege.
Cooperation was a necessity. By 2275, this ship was introduced. The Yeoman-Class frigate, lightly armed with 2 Gatling phasers.
Okay, Gatling phasers.
It fires 3 phasers, phaser bursts in rapid succession,
Starship
akin to a
completed.
Gatling
gun. Yeah.
And I believe it's fit with
Starship
a Hellbore
construction
cannon.
completed.
Well, some variants have fusion cannons as well.
Right.
But as you might notice, for a frigate, it actually has a little bit of mass to it. That mass being, well, an extended hangar bay.
Yeah.
The ship has 1 small wing of fighter craft. Halberder fusion beam fighters, which are equipped with fusion beams, obviously.
Yeah. Obviously.
This allows light skirmishing at long range.
Starship construction completed.
The Yeoman would serve admirably until the fall of the Star Kingdom during the Lost Era, where the Star Kingdom finally collapsed and its remnants were incorporated into the United Federation of Planets.
Yeah.
The Yeoman would continue to serve as a Gendarme, National Guard level starship until the Dominion War. But by that point, they were obsolete, as were their fighters. Fighters are very, it seesaws. At first, they're in vogue and unstoppable. Then they're suddenly obsolete. Then something comes back to make them useful again. Then they're obsolete again.
Yeah.
Until the Dominion War.
Yeah.
And they're still kind of... and they're starting to seesaw towards obsolescence yet again.
Yeah.
This cycle is going to continue on until the end of time, apparently.
Yeah, most likely. I mean, fighters are appearing in Star Trek Online, but in the era of 2409. But yeah, they're either obsolete. Yeah, they're either obsolete or they are pretty much unstoppable, as Ron said. Yeah, either obsolete or the answer to everything. There is no middle ground.
Which is depressing, but what can you do about it?
Yeah, what can you do? Alrighty.
As stated, they were introduced in 2275.
Right. So that is 47 points. Scale 3 takes 1 point away. So we start. So that is 46 points to work with. We will start by putting 7 in everything. Okay. It's been a while since we did our primer vid. What's the main focus of Hydran starships?
Communications, mostly, for one simple reason. And you can see that simple reason orbiting every single one of these ships.
Right, so communications and... Right, so communications and structure, I think we said?
Starship
entirely sure.
construction completed.
Point remains, these things are really more suited towards supporting their fighters.
Completed.
As as a fellow SFC player once said, the main battery of a Hydran starship are its fighters.
Right. So what I will do for now, if we need to adjust these, we will do a follow-up. For now I will put 9. I will just put 2 more points into comms, bringing those up to 9, and I'll put a point in sensors to put that at 8, and point in computers. We can shift that from computers to engines if we want.
Alright, moving along to the next thing.
Right, currently we are at comms 9, computers 8, engine 7, sensors 8, structure 7, weapons 7. We could do computer 7, engines 8, but for now I think we're good. Next up are departments. I figure due to the carrier thing, these things will, all Hydran starships will have at least 1 point in command.
You gotta have an air boss.
Yep. And let's see. I'll put a point in engineering so they have personnel to maintain the ship and the fighters it carries. We have 1 point left. We can put that in con, security, or possibly science, or add a 2nd point to command or engineering.
Engineering, again, all of these ships use their fighters as their primary weapons array, not their
hostile forces at
right.
this location.
So
case in point. I mean, watch this.
Oh wow!
That is how the Hydrans operate. They swarm you to death.
Yeah. So command plus
Which may
1.
Explain why this is Jordan's favorite faction.
Yeah.
Fighter
Command
nut.
plus 1. Command plus 1. Engineering plus 2. All right, that's good. All right, space frame talents next. Another thing that probably is good for all. I probably included it in all Hydran starships. Extensive shuttle bays.
Considering that massive bulge on the other side,
Yeah, and basically
We have engaged hostile forces at this
I
location.
think the standard small craft carrying capacity is 1 less than his scale -1. So this would be like either scale -1 or half scale. I'll need to check to make sure. Yeah, 1 moment. I can easily do that by checking the core rule book. Let's see. Small craft.
I'm just gonna say this, Take. You are going to despise Gatling phasers.
Right. Let's see. Small craft.
And I don't say this to be mean. Because these things fire 3 small bursts in rapid succession.
Ah.
And
Okay.
this is gonna be funny. I feel really sorry for these 2 ships because they're about to get dead.
So, the starship can support a number of active small craft equal to its scale -1 at any one time. Now, this number is doubled for ships with the extensive shuttle-based talent. And, okay, so extensive shuttle base means this thing can carry, means that for purposes of STA, this thing will be able to carry four active small craft at a time as opposed to just 2. And you can add multiple instances of extensive shuttle bays to add even more. Each basically adds the same amount. So 2 extensive shuttle bays would triple it. So,
Well, in this case, it's more of a balancing issue. But considering the size of those bays and those fighters,
yeah.
also, these guys breathe methane.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I completely forgot. We're gonna have to do something about the Katinga. But that's on a later date. Again, might as well move on to the thing you're going to despise.
Right. We've already set up a special rule for the Gatling phasers. Ship's phaser... We did that for the Yamato. Ship's phaser banks can fire at a much higher rate than other ships at the time. As a minor action, the phaser banks can be set to Gatling mode and double their stress rating. So, phaser banks, obviously, for weapons.
Hell Wars. And remember, if these guys are facing Lyrans, and a Lyran captain is stupid enough to turn on the ESG, the Hellbore is going to destroy it.
Right, Hellbore. Hellbore. I forget what's kind of... Did we come up with a special rule for that in our primer?
I'm not entirely sure. However, it is a heavy anti-shield gun.
Right.
That also penetrates. It basically hits your weakest shield, no matter where you are.
Yeah. So, let's see.
You're dead, period.
Yeah. Just looking through the effects. Alright.
That is a lot of guns.
Right, so basically, these are energy weapons. The Hellbore is an energy weapon with the following traits.
We salute you.
Stress rating of scale plus security. What range did we...
they're long-range weapons, but they're completely unguided.
Range of long The stress rating of scale plus security. The stress rating of scale plus security plus 1 will make this thing a bank weapon, basically. Range of long. Stress effects. A stress effect of. Let's see. Stress effects of depleting and piercing 1, I think.
Though in
Stress.
SFC, it hits the weakest shield facing and still deals damage to your hull. The shield facing in question is down.
Depleting and piercing 1. Okay, so basically, the depleting stress effect removes an additional 1 from shields for each effect rolled, and piercing ignores X points of, piercing X. The attack ignores X points of the target's total resistance for each effect rolled. So this would be, so piercing 1 would ignore 1. And let's see.
Starship under construction. Our colony is under siege.
Alright. Once the primer video shows up, if we have any problems, once the primer video is uploaded, I will check to make sure that the Hellbore matches anything we came up with during that video. Okay, so special Hellbore. See special rules. Alright. And a strength 2 tractor beam. I don't think this thing has any torpedo weapons, does it?
Nope, these guys only use energy weapons.
Alright.
Perhaps it's for the best, though.
We salute you.
Yeah.
Your command?
So, descriptor trait of Hydran starship.
Deadlier than it looks.
Hydran starship, deadlier than it looks.
This vessel is not to be underestimated. If you engage it, assume it's deadlier than you are. Because it packs more guns than you are aware of.
Yeah.
And with Hydrans, again, the amount of guns mounted to this ship
is deceptive, but it is also not their primary weapons array.
That's their fighters. Which, again, we're going to have to deal with someday.
Yep. I figure we can go over the various capital ships again,
Starship
slowly increasing in size in case we skip any. And then after we do the captain's log summary for the whole thing, for the whole Star Kingdom, then we can do the fighters as small craft.
Because that's effectively exactly what they are.
Yeah.
Starship under construction.
Regardless, that is the Yeoman-Class. The smallest ship in the Hydran Navy, and at the time, thoroughly useful. As an aside note, however, you might notice that these ships look remarkably similar to Klingon and Cetacean designs.
Yeah.
Well, in this case, the Klingons helped conquer the old Hydran kingdom.
Starship
Which is why I
construction
mentioned
completed.
the
Hydran Exile.
and the D7.
Starship construction.
We're gonna have to discuss those boats.
Yeah.
We're going in.
Because there is a Hydran D7H.
Ah.
And quite possibly, after the Hydrans were reluctantly forced to join the Federation due to, well, their government no
Yeah.
longer existing, the
Yeah.
Cetaceans inherited all their stuff.
We're going in.
Might explain the Kaishan Atrox.
We're going in.
Starship construction complete.
Yeah.
That is the Yeoman, and the first of many Hydran starships.
Starship construction completed.
Bye.